Hi, Venkat. Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry. Good evening, everyone. Let me share my screen. Okay. So, Vinod had called me today, and he was able to load those files into his table. So, good job, Vinod. How about others? Did you guys try loading it, or did you face any issue? If you want to share.
Yeah, I'll share Abdul this Venkat.
Yes. No, I'm saying, were you able to load the files?
No, I'm in last stage actually. So what I did not stage I uploaded. Post that just I need to copy. Just I could not for the syntax or I'm getting some issue. That's all.
Okay. So Vinod will guide you. Okay, I am going to share the screen. Okay, and I want Vinod to debug it because he has done it. And if he is not able to, then I will jump in, but I'm sure he will be able to. Okay, so let's Vinod, please guide Venkat and see what issue is facing. Okay, Venkat, you are the host now. You can share your screen.
So, can you able to see my machine? No?
Yes.
Yeah, Venkat, I can see.
So I have uploaded the files, 3 files.
Okay.
So just when I list out, I have the files which has been uploaded.
Okay.
So only thing, I could not exactly the frame this copy command actually.
One before that thing is what issues I faced is for the data types numeric, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, data types numeric and integer. The source file is having either blank or hyphen. Okay. So for example, economy, strike rate, and BB for some columns, what I see in the source file meaning that the CSV file, there are columns with the hyphen for most of the BBA or average or strike rates. So what happened due to that, the error was throwing because the data was not recognizing that data type actually. So what I did is I created all the columns with string. So can you just recreate this bowling player the details table with all string? So no need to mention the length because the Snowflake has its own defined length, right? Just mention string for all the columns, whatever columns you have.
So all the columns.
So this is for only this case actually. So what Abdul has mentioned during that call is like in actual case of development, while we are loading data, we will be given the metadata as well as what is the details of it. Like for example, if there is a table, some table that we need to load some customer table, those metadata will all be given as per the whatever it's having in the source. So we need not worry about that. So to expedite this case alone, we are actually following this data type to string.
And one more thing, Vinod, do you think this table structure is missing some columns? Because yesterday I had told that I need some details logged in along with the data. So do you see any columns missing in this structure?
Yes, sorry. Venkat, we have to add 2 more columns. One is that file name and file row count name. So you can add at the top actually or bottom, wherever you want. So you can add file name and row count name because the requirement is from which file this particular record came and what is the row number, row count. So those things are to be included. You can add those two columns.
Yes, I can give the string no data type.
Yeah. All the columns I have given string because to validate the data type and the data from the source, it will take time for us.
Okay, another thing I found is that there is no, for each file, the columns are differing. Maybe the columns are not common in all the files. So I have done a consolidated column actually.
Okay. I think all the three files had common columns. I did not cross verify the three CSV files, but whatever I found out, it is like almost the same.
Okay, because no, some has balls and some has overs.
Oh, okay.
So what I did know, somewhere where there is the divided by 6 or something.
Oh, okay.
And one more thing, guys, see, in case you get always, if you get stuck anywhere, right, you can always go and refer to documentation also. That will also help you. Or if you want to look at my recording, that is also fine. But up to you, whatever is convenient to you.
Okay. So now this is been created and your stage has all the three files, no?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
so I have all the three files. So just know I need to copy over here. I done based on the user stage actually.
Yeah, I just used the copy statement. In this, actually, we need to make some minor changes.
You know, can you first give him that query, that select query first, so that we can just quickly check the data?
Yeah, it is there in the copy statement. In the chat, if you see,
Okay.
I've just sent one copy statement with the select statement as well.
Okay.
Just there needs to be a minor change to the select statement because the file name and the row number are listed at the last for Venkat. So in the select statement, it is in the first two columns. So can you just make a change accordingly, the select statement?
Yeah. I'll take it out.
Venkat, you don't need, sorry. So you have loaded that into user stage, right?
Yes.
The users, you don't need to give that database name and all that because user doesn't belong to a database. All you have to do is just give @tilde. That is your user stage.
Or maybe
In the select one, select. First, we will look at the select. You've taken out that select statement, right?
Yeah. From here, I need to give, right?
Yeah, keep from there. From is there, from is required. Yeah, give @tilde. This is your user stage where you have put your files, right?
Yes.
And give T also. T is your alias name.
Alias.
Yeah. Okay. Remove that file format. That is not required.
Semicolon.
Give us, yeah.
So 1, 2, 3. I have only 6, but I have created almost.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
No
you can
problem.
copy that additionally. So
We will just fire this query and check whether data is returned or not. We can add additional columns later also. Not a problem. Invalid UTF. Now, in that stage, @tilde, okay, do a list there, do that list, fire that list. see, you have so many other files also, these worksheets and all that, right?
Yeah.
In user stage. So ideally, you should have staged it into internal stage, that name stage actually. Ideally, that was required. Okay. But anyway, if you have done it here also, now what you can do is you can specify a particular file on which you want to do that query. So @tilde/ give that file name, bowling ODI underscore CSV. Copy it from there only. That data is there, right, in the result. Just expand that. Yeah. Copy that file name, that full file name. Yeah. And then go to that stage and say / give a / that file name. So here you are pinpointing which file data we want. So now control it.
So maybe I want to load all the three. Can I give some star or something?
Yeah, then but you will have to figure out that pattern, that regular
Okay.
expression. I don't know how to do that.
Okay. Okay.
You can probably do that later. Okay. So see, are you getting things? Right?
Yes.
Right? So, when you load the file with whatever file format you will load, so you skip first header, okay, because it has got the structure of the columns. So skip the header one when you copy it, okay. So one by one, you what are you doing? Refresh it. Okay. So one by one, load all the three files. So you have ODI, you have T20, you have test. Correct?
Okay. Just I'll till 11 actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Vinod, you can help him from here.
Yes, yeah. You can add the additional columns, Venkat. Just remove the single comma. One comma should come. Yeah, correct. That is the right format.
Guys, I'm coming in 2 minutes. Just getting my water.
Venkat, just remove one space after T dot $1. That comma should be there next to that. Yeah. Can you remove the one space before and after? Yeah. It will throw an error actually if there is a comma. Yeah. After that also, after one also, there should be no space. Yeah. Remove for all this. And the metadata file name and metadata file row number should be at the last. As per your structure, it is at the last, right? So yeah, now can you copy this whole select statement and put it in, replace it in that part? Yeah. And can you comment out pattern, that line? Yeah. Can you comment that? Yes. And file format equal to, can you give the file format and change the internal stage, which is there? That is mine. You can change it. Yeah.
File format that we can give that add tilde / right from user stage.
Yeah. And you have to make change in from the first line of 28th line number 28.
I'm back. Any issue, guys?
No, the format name, Abdul, I have a doubt. So Venkat has given that @tilde / bowling ODI, right? So
no. File format is not stage. I mean, file format is, or it's a completely separate object. Stage is a separate object. File format is a separate object. So, or at the rate is only for stage. At the rate is nothing to do with file format. You just give the name of the file format. So, have you created a file format, Venkat?
Yes, I created a.
Okay, go there. See, if you do a hands-on practice only, you will understand. Like, you have understood all the steps till now, right?
yes,
So,
yeah, I'm a
so I have
Yes.
created.
Right. So you just need to mention this file format.
Okay.
After you study the file, right? Okay, my file is comma separated or tab separated or whatever delimited. Okay, after that, when you study it, you create a file format accordingly and always use this. So basically, you are passing the schema structure of the file to Snowflake and saying, okay, this is what to expect in the file. Okay. So, yeah. Well, Venkat, do you see any issue in the syntax here? Can you guide Venkat? So Venkat, we are going to copy into where? Where are we going to copy this data?
This we are copying. Going to copy in the. I have created a table.
Yeah, polling
In
details.
MakeDB public bowling player details.
Yes. So in copying into, just see what is there. Yeah, you need to change it. Right. Right. So things look good now.
Yes.
Let's try. Unexpected. Okay. You know where to change it, right? Copy. It says line 2, right? Line 2 at position for 142. See, at the end, you have given a semicolon after T. Awesome.
so
Records
you can
loaded.
now change the ODI to T20 and subsequently test.
Right, right. So we have loaded one file with for ODI. We can load the other two files now. We just have to change the names here. But if you are good with regular expressions, see, regular expression is part of SQL. It's nothing to do with Snowflake. Okay. So if you are good in that, you can I am not good in that personally. So I don't know how to create patterns, but you can always Google and see how to do it. But as of now, to load it, you will load it separately three files. Okay.
Okay. So the pattern is there something a combination of files, right?
Yeah. Just for example, how we have given for employees, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it will take all those files which identify with the pattern. In normal case, also it happens in if you have loaded from some files from source system to destination, you have this Unix scripts and you pass on the in the file watcher job, you pass the pattern which needs to be identified for loading couple of files, right?
Yeah.
So uh, so that is what pattern is basically. Nothing but a regular expression. Okay, T20 also loaded. Now is remaining is test, I think. You skipped the header, right, Venkat? Can you go to your file format, please?
Yeah, I skipped the header. 1 second. Yeah, that I did.
Okay, show me. Cool. Yeah. So, remember you had not skipped this, correct?
Yes, yeah, I remember that.
Right. Okay. Fine, Venkat. Let's see the data. You have the file details at the end. Right. So you have so many nulls here. Vinod, you also had the same problem, nulls?
No, Abdul. I got some data because in between actually I used to find that hyphen actually, but there was no null actually.
But you might have loaded hyphens also, right?
Yes. Hyphen was loaded actually.
Right. So some issue here, that is fine. I think Venkat, you can probably check that later.
Yeah, I'll check that one. Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, good that you have attempted it. At least you will know the steps and then see. It is very important to whatever demo and SQL scripts I keep in the drive, right? So if you practice it over the week, right, you will definitely habit will happen is uh, maybe you don't want to watch the video because it's quite long, 2 hours video. That is fine. So, but what will happen is if you get stuck, if in the SQL script already steps will be there. Okay. So, firstly, you will get a hands-on on it. Plus, if you get any issue, you can always go and check the documentation, Snowflake documentation. I've been telling you from the start that keep a habit of referring documentation. Okay, it's a very good documentation and very comprehensive. Plus, the other thing is, so this is experience of one of my students also. And honestly, I'm telling you, these files which I gave you for Cricut, these data sets I downloaded from Kaggle. Okay, Kaggle website. It has got many data sets and various coding competitions keep coming there. I have never loaded these files into my database ever. I just simply gave these files to my students and said, load it. So there was one guy who loaded it and he sent me his script also. You remember I used one script during their assignment for access control. So I was using his script only. So he is the one who loaded everything and he sent me the script. He did my job. Okay. So all I have to do is open that script and give it to you. I never loaded these files at all in my database ever. Very frankly, I'm saying he did it. He gave it to me. I have that script available with me. So, but he did that. I loaded employee files. I told them the concepts, how to do it. And he went himself and followed those concepts and he did it. So this way you will remember those things also, right? That there's an object called file format. There's something called stage, how to use copy command and all that. It will get, registered in your brains. Anyway, so Venkat, I will take back your host. And I will keep this script. Okay, that's Cricut script that I have. Where is it? See this Cricut stats. He is the one who made it. His name is Pawan Reddy. He recently got a offer in L&T and RRD consultancy. So yeah, so this is the script that he has created. I have not even gone through it. Okay, I simply blindly I have kept it with me. So what I'll do is I will put this in our shared drive, and you guys can have a look at it later on. I think I did not put this load EMP SQL. I will put this also today. Anyway, so coming back to our topic at hand, we were learning about AW basics yesterday, and I had asked you all to create AWS accounts. So I think Shiva already has that. What about Vinod and Venkat?
Yeah, I created Abdul.
Awesome.
I created.
Okay, great. Vinod, what about you?
I did not create it. Sorry.
Okay.
I will create it. Yeah.
No problem, but watch the video and then you can do the steps, okay?
Sure.
Later. And one more tip, guys, anything important, suppose I say something, right? That I say, there are 2 stages, internal, external, whatever. Try to make notes, write it because, it is I can understand it is little impractical to go and watch the whole 2-hour video again. It doesn't happen. We as humans have that inertia. I will also not do that if I am learning from somewhere. unless a person is a very sincere guy. Okay, so considering we all are not very sincere, I mean, if we make some small notes, right, uh, that will help us to recollect things. Just sitting. Sometimes you just have a glance at your notes, and then it will, tell you, okay, we have studied this that time. And I am from that category only. I am a person who will not go and watch the recording. Honestly telling.
Yeah, I do put a separate diary for the Snowflake support. So what are
Okay.
different types of role entry questions and all, different types of
Hmm.
edition. So this kind of I run a separate diary.
Okay. Okay. Venkat. Just sharing some tips. That's all. I mean, if you have any other studying method, that is also fine. Okay, so guys, I have logged in. So if you guys can also simultaneously log into your respective AWS accounts. Today, I had yesterday told you that there's a global infrastructure of every cloud and how it is set up. You have regions, you have inside the regions, you have availability zones where your actual data centers are present. And that is where when we request for a service, okay, when I say to AWS, please give me some storage service. I want to store my office files in your storage service. So depending on the region I choose, for example, I choose Mumbai, they will give me a storage device or a storage, storage device only where I can put my files. Okay, I don't have the maintenance, the backup recovery and all that is the job of AWS engineers. They have to take care of it. All I have to do is avail the service, right? So how do I avail the service? So AWS provides services here. So if you see this tab here, they have services. If you go here, they have a lot of services. So if you go to see all the services, they have categorized the services. They have analytics related service, they have compute. So EC2 comes under compute service. If you see, if I click on compute, you see this EC2. And what is it? Virtual servers in the cloud. Nothing but computers or computing power that they give to you. And it is called EC2. And the full form of EC2 is Elastic Cloud Compute, I think. Please correct me if wrong. Shiva has more knowledge on AWS. I think it's Elastic Cloud Compute. But we have our own friend.
Elastic Compute Cloud, I think.
Compute Cloud.
Yeah, cloud. Sorry.
Yeah, Elastic Compute Cloud.
Yeah.
Okay, so it means Elastic Compute Cloud means Elastic means you can elastically increase the number of computing power you want as per your demand, and all that maintenance will be done by uh, AWS or your cloud provider. And we have seen that in case of Snowflake also. When we go and say, give us warehouse, and when we create, we play with the size here. Sometimes we say, give us X large. Sometimes we say, give us 5 large. We play with it. But are we going and within seconds or minutes, we get this done by Snowflake, right? Do we have to wait for procurement or for that billings to happen? And then after a week, those computers will come, get installed and all that. No, right? It happens in a minute or in a second. So that is what cloud is. The availability of a service has to be very quick. So there's no procurement and all those steps in between. All you have to do is say, I want this service, pay it till you use. You want to increase the number of computers, decrease the number of computers, all that you have to just say, and your cloud compute provider will do it. So you have compute services, you have database services, like, you will have DynamoDB is there, then RDS is there. This is your relational database services. Under this, you have all your relational database services like Oracle, SQL Server, Teradata, all that options you can select. Then you have a very these were one of the very initial services when AWS came into picture. These were some of the very initial services like EC2 and storage. So in storage, there is S3, scalable storage in the cloud. So this is meant for storage purpose. Okay. which Snowflake is using. When we host the cloud Snowflake in AWS, it uses S3. Then there is like Snowflake also has access control framework like users, roles, and all that privileges. Similarly, we have that in AWS also. So that is coming under security identity compliance service. So these are broader services. These are categories of services. And under those services, there are specific services like storage. You have so many services. You have S3 Glacier, you have storage gateway, you have S3, you have EFS, and all of them have separate properties. So depending on your use case, you will use a particular service. Okay. So security identity compliance also have many services. And the service we are interested right now is IAM. It is also stands for Identity Access Management. Okay. And it is related to access control framework only, like users and roles and groups and all that. Okay. So that is what we are going to look at right now. One of the IAM services. In a brief, of course, not in very detail. Okay. So when you click on IAM service, you get a dashboard like this. Okay. IAM access management here. So what is access IAM service? Let's have a look quickly. Yeah. So see, it has got some things like users. Okay. So any user is an entity that represents a person or a service. Okay. So when I logged in to AWS, I had to log in with a user, right? So that is nothing but a user. And in AWS, when the very first time that you create is called a root user. Okay. And I can, for example, when we created Snowflake, we had a login user first time, and later on we went and created more users under it. So similarly for AWS, when we created the first time, it is called a root user. And then you can create further users in that AWS account of yours. Okay. So you have users which you can create. Then you have groups. Okay. Which means groups are collection of users and the policies attached to them. So if you have a number of users who are, say, developers, so you can assign a group to them called as developers. Okay. So just to show you from the paint here. So we have so we have this AWS account. This is my account. Okay. I'll just say this is my AWS AWS account. In this, I have a set of users. I can create a set of users similar to Snowflake. These are my users. Okay. And say my users are, suppose, say, I have, like, say, Shiva is there, then I have Venkat, Vinod, I have Arun, and I am myself, I'm there. Okay. We are all users. So suppose Shiva and Venkat are developers. Okay. So what I can say that I can group them. I can create groups also. This grouping thing is not there in Snowflake, but in AWS, there is a concept called as group also. So you can create groups. So these are nothing but objects, right? All these are objects. So there is something that you can create a groups, right? And say Shiva and Venkat are my developers. So I'll say, okay, my group name is developers, or maybe dev team, dev group maybe, and I will attach it to Shiva user and Venkat user. Okay. Then say I have a QA group, QA underscore group, where I have Vinod, Aru, and Abdul. Okay. These are my QA groups. So what I did is I've created a group and I've simply attached the users to it. Right. Then that is about groups. You have an object called as group. Then you have something called as a role also. Okay. So roles are assumed by our trusted entities and can be used for delegation. So you can create a role also. So you have a role. You have this role concept in Snowflake also. You have roles. And in that also you can say what kind of roles you have. Right? In that also you can have QA roles and all that. Now, in in Snowflake, we have something called as privileges, that this particular user can have access to this table. It can create table. It cannot create table. It can only select the tables. So all that is something called as privileges, right? So in AWS, those privileges are nothing but called as policies. Okay. So this is a set of privileges only that you can assign to users, groups, and roles, all the three. In Snowflake, you cannot give privileges directly to a user. You have to give it to a role, and via role, it should come to the user. But in Snowflake, it's not like that. If you define certain set of policies, for example, you can say, suppose this is my policy document, which stores all the privileges. Like, okay, so privileges like say S3, S3 is a storage service, right? So on S3, I will say that S3, I am allowing it to read and write. This is my policy one. Okay. This is my policy one, suppose. And in policy two, I'm saying only that person who I will give this policy to can only read from the S3. It cannot write any files then. So I can assign these policies to anyone, either to user also individual level, or either to groups, or either to rules. Okay, so this is overall a very brief what do you call IAM access control framework looks like. Any doubts in this? Quite easy, right?
Yes, brother. Yes, we can understand.
So how to create this is, if you take this service of identity, at this particular service of creating your roles, users, groups, roles is called as IAM, identity access management. And where you can get this is, you can go to services. This comes under the category of security, identity, and compliance. Click there, and here you will get so many services there. And under this service, you have this IAM, manage access on AWS resources. So what are AWS resources? You have EC2, you have S3 and all that. So I want to put a restriction or access control framework I want to create on them. That okay, this particular user can only read. This particular set of users can write, or they can do both and all that kind of stuff. So to create my users and all that, I'll go here. So it will open a dashboard of IAM page here. Okay. So how to create users is very simple. You just need to go to, so see, you have groups, you have users, and you have roles, and you have policies also. Okay. So if you want to create a user, all you have to go to is go to a user. And I had created a user long back. See, user SF load, right? So if I click on add users, you can add certain users, any name. Okay. So I'll say, okay, what do we call this? User underscore SF lower. Maybe I'll already exists, I know. I'll just say 1, okay? And then here it will say select AWS access type. So you can select both of them, up to you, okay? But if you select this password, it will ask you to set a password for this user. But if you select this, it will simply generate keys for you. Okay, access ID key and secret access key, through which you can do an authentication with external external interfaces like Snowflake and all that. Okay, so when you connect to an S3 bucket to load your files into Snowflake, okay, so there that time you can do authentication using these user keys. Okay, because if in AWS you will have to from Snowflake to AWS you will have to connect through a user, right? Ultimately, so that time you will to authenticate you will not use passwords. You will use access key and secret key for that. So this is what you need to select. See what it says. Select how these users will primarily access AWS. If you choose only programmatic access, it does not prevent users from accessing the console using an assumed role. Access keys and auto-generated passwords are provided in the last step. Okay, so once you select, they will show you that. So I will right now select just this one only. And if I go next, okay, so here I can attach this particular user to a particular group. Okay, so this is giving me an option. So if I go to, if I want to, if I don't want to, that is also fine. Or it is asking to copy permissions of an existing user. So whatever permissions or accesses I have given to this particular user or whatever other user, I can do that. Okay, or attach an existing policy document. So there are some customized some built-in policies that AWS has created itself. Either you can do that, or if you have created your own policies, like I have created some own policies some time back. Don't remember the name of the policy. Just a minute. Yeah.
Abdul, in the report, there is a type, right? AWS managed or other type. Okay. Can you click if a type, right? Can you click that type? Is there any way that we can order by using the type? Yeah. No, right? Filter policy, put filter policy, go up, left. Yeah, filter policy, put a policy type, custom managed. Yeah, now you would see.
Yeah, this one, this one. Yeah, so I had created a few policies like Paul. I gave a name Paul, kind of underscore Steve Snowflake load. Okay, so I had given some privileges of on this policy, like it should access S3 and all that. So I'll come to that later. Okay, let me go back to the users. Okay, so if there is any existing policy, that also you can attach while creating a user, or you can do it later also. It's not necessary that you have to do now. Okay, so later also you can say, so you can attach, say, add a user to a group. So right now I don't have any, did not create any group as such. So if you want to create a group and attach it, that also you can do. So I'll not do all that. I'll just simply go and next. This is optional. I also don't know what it is for. Then next, the user has no, okay, review. So it's asking you to review your choices. It has no access, right? We have not given any users permission. We have just created a simple user. That's it. Okay. Then the name is users SF load 1. The access type is with the access key. And here, finally, we can create the user. And here, once we are creating a user, it will give us the generated access key IDs. So there are two ones. One is access key ID and one is secret key ID. So these two access key ID and secret key ID will be used to authenticate. Okay, so this is an important key ID. Authentication parameters and keys that we need. So either you can download it at your system here, and you can see the values here, or you can see from here also, and you can keep this document with you. Okay, so it will give you The username, password, we did not set anything. And you have access key ID and you have a secret key ID also. Okay. Close.
And Abdul, can I add one thing here? In the Excel, there is a link, right? In the Snowflake, every user has the same link, right? We don't have a separate link for different users. Same account, the username ID, username and password will change, right? But in AWS, every user will have their own link. Console login link. Column E. That is what I believe. No, Excel, in Excel sheet, there is
I know, I got it.
That is
just
what I
going to
believe,
that.
if I'm not wrong, we
Actually,
cannot.
what you're saying is right, but what I understand for the root user, right, you have that console previous, that original login, but for this one,
the root user, that is fine. We can log in into root
but
user.
this one is applicable to all the users that I start creating once my root user is done. I mean, once I start creating customized roles. For example, I have one more user, right? SF load. I'll just go back there.
I also exactly not remember, but I think we'll have to use.
So what you're saying is correct. You can have C. For IAM users, not for single user. You don't have single URL for all the other IAM users. You can use this.
And okay, and there is another option also. We can choose if it's a root user or other users. In the normal way, there is a two other option. We can select the user type. If you want to log in through normal user or root user.
Yeah. So when you do this, right, when you go to console, I mean, when you try to log in,
now there is a way already signed to login.
So here, okay, already I'm
logged in.
What I'll do is later on when I log out, I'll show you that. Okay.
Yeah, sorry for the interrupt. I thought it is a different link for every user.
Not for every user. For all the other IAM users, one link is there.
One link, and root user different link.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
And I will show you one option also. Once at the end of the class, I log out from here and show you that. But others, guys, if you don't understand, it's okay. You don't have to worry about it. Why I am showing you all this is because you need to set up users, your policies, and your S3 bucket. That's the only thing required from you. You don't have to understand these nitty-gritties of the stuff. Okay, it's not required. But since Shiva is already working in this, so he knows a lot of things. So yeah, going back to users. So we have created a user called SF load one. Okay, that is what. This is where we created a user, right? Now let's go to other service. Just forget about this policies, groups, and everything right now. We'll come back to them later. We'll go to storage. We want to avail S3 storage. Okay. So in AWS, when you talk about S3 is actually, it's termed as a bucket. Okay, you create buckets actually. Let me go to S3 now. So this is a symbol, and S3 stands for simple storage solution, and it is an object storage in a folder structure. Okay, so it's going to store using the method of object storage. Object storage means, if you remember, you dump the file as it is, as one object into that storage area. But if you talk about block storage, files get divided. One file will get divided into multiple blocks, and it will get stored in different storage devices. But S3, you cannot divide anything that you want to put into blocks. It has to go as a complete whole object itself. Okay, so if I'm loading 1 terabyte of a file, suppose in S3, it has to go as a 1 terabyte as a whole. Okay, and S3 can take semi-structured, structured, unstructured kind of any kind of data inside it. Okay, so you can put files which are structured normally, you can put pictures, you can put videos, anything you can put. Okay, and that is called as a bucket. It is in the form of a bucket. Yeah, I mean, terminology is a bucket where in a bucket you put everything, right? If you have a bucket, you will just dump into it all the things. You will not divide a particular object into small blocks and put into bucket. You will just dump the whole thing into it, right? So it is termed as a bucket. The storage area is termed as a bucket. It is very cost effective. Okay, it just charges you, as you can see, 0.023 per GB for storage. It is 99 point so many 9% durability, right? It is highly available, highly, but still they have given a leeway of 0.0001%, because if there's a natural calamity, everything disappears, then obviously you cannot claim those things back. But otherwise, it is highly available. It is cheap and reliable way to store objects. It has a high throughput access. It in S3 buckets, you can host a complete website also. The code of website, you can host that also. Okay, and it integrates with various other AWS services, like simple notification service or simple queue service and Lambda. So all this is fine. We are not going to look at that very soon, but it can integrate with other AWS services also. For example, if a file comes into S3, AWS can generate a notification through another service called SNS. Okay, so that is how you can integrate it with it. And cost reduction by shifting all data into long-term storage. So what internally behind the scenes, what AWS does is it has an algorithm where it checks, okay, a particular file has been sitting into my S3 bucket for so long, and it has not been used for so long. So what I'll do is I'll archive it somewhere to a more cheaper storage, which is nothing but S3 Glacier. There's another service we saw, right? S3 Glacier, when we were looking at the services. So what it will do is it will shift those files to that archival, which is meant for archival of files, S3 Glacier, and it will be more cheaper compared to S3. So all this cost effective and things are done by AWS to help you reduce cost. So ultimately, S3 is nothing but a storage area where you can dump your files in the object way. Object means as it is. You don't have to break your files, and you don't have to break things and then store this much on this drive, store that much on that drive, not like that. Okay. So this is S3, and how to avail that service. I told you can go to services. You can go to the storage service category, and you can go to S3. See this S3 Glacier archive. It's used for archiving purpose. And is more cheaper than your S3. S3 itself is cheaper, but S3 Glacier is more cheaper. So how to create it? First thing is that you have to do is create a bucket. Okay, a bucket is nothing but a container where you will store the data. Okay, you create a bucket. You can name anything that you want. Okay, and I will just say Snowflake data load demo. Okay, then you have to choose which region you want to take that storage service at, right? So I told you yesterday, I showed you that global infrastructure, right? So we have those availability zones somewhere. So if you have a Mumbai region, suppose this one, AP Southeast Asia, you have availability zones here, data centers. So here somewhere there is an S3 service, or that storage area where you can dump your data. So here we will choose the region. So I'm choosing Mumbai and copy settings. So I must have it. You don't need to do that. The rest, okay. See, this says block all public access. So this is going to be a private storage. Only you as a owner can access it. Okay, but if you remove this, it will become a public access that anyone can go and look at your bucket, provided he or she has the URL. Okay. So what I'll do is currently I'll just block this access on this bucket. The rest all you just can keep as it is. You don't need to go into very details of bucket name must not contain uppercase characters. Bucket name contains invalid characters. Okay. Some naming convention rules you have to follow. I'll say Snowflake load demo. And guys, this bucket name always has to be unique across AWS accounts. Right, sure?
Yes, not accounts. It's a global AWS.
Global.
Which means that no Snowflake bucket can be same in the across AWS infrastructure. Worldwide AWS infrastructure. It should be unique. It's like a Gmail ID. Email ID. It is like email ID.
Yep. So our bucket successfully created. Right? See, so these two, just forget them. I had created earlier. And I have created a bucket here. If I click it, this is my storage area name now. And I can upload anything I want here. So I can go upload. I can add files from my local here. I can go to files here. Go to employee. I can go to employee and maybe load this file. I can load multiple also. Okay. I'll just load one as of now. It's uploaded. Okay. And I'll say upload. And see, it says succeeded. And it's there. So if I close it and I go back to my S3, I can go to my Amazon S3 here. Okay, and if I open it again, I have a file stored here. So it will be there permanently here, sitting here permanently. If I log out and log in back, it will be sitting here. Okay, and if I click this, I can open it. It will download it for me. Okay, and this is also my URL through which I can directly access this this object, this URL. If I go and click here, I click this URL here, it will say access denied because that particular bucket I said is not having access. We are not giving access to public. So what I'll do is I'll just give you guys this URL. Just tell me, are you able to access it? Vinod and Venkat.
No, but we are getting the same error.
Right. So what I'll do is I'll go back to S3 buckets. What I'll do is I had set, oh, sorry. Yeah, so if you see here, it says buckets and objects are not public, right? It's not accessible by public. So I'll go and change that property. So if I click on it, I have this properties tab here. I'll go there. What property? I think permissions. Sorry. Yeah, permissions here. And here it says block all public access, right? So I'll say don't block. Give it to everyone. And I'll say save changes. And it will ask me to confirm. And I will confirm. Now are you all able to access? Can you check, please?
I'm getting the same error.
Same error, right? So now we'll go further to that object level here. And it will have its own set of permissions also. So you had a permission at bucket level also, and you have permission at the file actual object level also. So I'll go here to its permissions and see what it says. So it says public, it doesn't have read and write, right? So I will edit it. I changed it. Objects can be public, right? Permissions. Here it's not enabling me this. I don't know why. It should have enabled. Let me go and check. This is my Snowflake bucket. This is the file that I have uploaded there. This is my file here. And here,
Here we can see some error, Abdul.
where?
Properties something. Some error it's throwing. Red color.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, this one disabled.
It is
No,
showing
that is something
versioning
else.
is disabled.
Okay.
Go to the top, Abdul, permission. Yeah, click. Is there any way edit? It's not access control list.
Yeah, this is
The
not.
access
This
control
is
list.
this.
Access control list is different. Come down. There is no way to enable.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I had
Object
done it
option.
earlier.
Object option. Right side top. Object actions.
This one?
Yeah. Action to them. Done.
This is something strange because, okay, let me go to my other buckets, okay, which I had created earlier. This Snowflake here, okay. This, okay, there's a file here also. And if I go to permissions, see, it allows me to edit. Here it allows me to edit. And this is where I had, edited control list. But why is it not allowing me there? No, objects can be public. Options. Let me block it just.
Abdul, I think you should enable at least one Abdul in that. That's the reason actually. Oh.
What versioning is something else. Versioning
No,
is
not
basically.
version. Actually, we took that block also. In that we need to select.
Yeah. I just did that deliberately. Now what I'm doing is I will remove this file right now. Okay. Delete. I'll upload it again. Here it asks, it confirms you to ask delete whether you want to actually delete or not. And you have to, in AWS, you have to type the whole thing. And only then it will enable this object, this option. Let me upload it again. Okay. If I say permissions here, the bucket has the bucket owner and force setting for how to use bucket policies to control access. Okay. Fine. Let me go and make it as a public bucket, and then I will upload it. Okay. I'll just go here, permissions, and I'll say edit, disable it, Save the changes. Confirm. Yeah, this particular access control list, right? This has to be enabled. I don't know why it's not enabled here right now. I'm not sure if they have removed my access. Vinod, sorry, Venkat, you have already your account, right?
Yes, yes, okay.
Are you logged in?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you, okay, let
Yeah.
me make you host. Just a minute. Can you share your screen?
I shared my screen. Can you be able to see?
Yes. Now go to storage service. Scroll down. You can search also if you want. You can search also. You can just say the S3. Yeah. Click on that S3. Right. Create a bucket. No, you have not created it. This is your account.
Yeah,
This is your account, right? I was creating in my account. You have to create your own bucket. Don't give underscore. It doesn't take that. It takes all lower cases and doesn't take two special characters.
yeah.
Yeah. Select your region. Oh, I am Mumbai, right?
Yes, we need to try Mumbai or
Uh, Asia Pacific. You are in near Mumbai, right? I mean, you are in India, right?
yes.
Yeah. So take that. Then go down. Block app. Block all public access. Okay. Just remove that. Block all public access. Uncheck it. Okay. Go down. Go down. Yeah. Fine. Create. Turning off. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you have created your bucket. So somewhere in Mumbai data center, they have allocated a bucket to you in S3, somewhere in Mumbai. Okay. Now you can upload your files here. Add file. Yeah, you can upload a picture also. A file or anything you can upload. Yeah, okay. Upload that file. Yeah. Okay. Now open that permissions. You see that permissions. That tab below. Yeah. This subject, this bucket has the bucket owner enforced setting for object ownership. Use public bucket policies to control access. Okay. Okay. Upload. Okay. Go down. Close it. Press close. See, you have uploaded your file here. Okay. So now if you click there, go to permissions. Okay. So see, you also don't have that edit enabled. I think they have done some changes maybe recently. Because the time I had done that, I had created the buckets and all. That time there was no problem like this. Maybe they have changed some things. I don't know. definitions, bucket policy. Okay. Anyway, I will have a look at that later, guys, after the class.
Abdul,
But
last
this is how
one try. Abdul, last
Yeah.
one try. Go to the file.
Yeah.
Go back. Go to your file. Objects.
Yeah, Venkat, you can do that.
Venkat, go to the objects. Click that. No, there is a no. Click that square box.
No, select that file. Select
Select the file. No. Go back. Yeah. Select the file.
Check that box.
The first column.
Check that
box.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Action.
Okay. Yes.
Action. Make public. Come down. Make public. Click that. Make public. Right.
Yeah.
Now access the URL.
Go to that file back again. Don't go from here. Wait. Don't go from there. No. Just scroll up. Yeah, close. Yeah, click that file name.
Now click the file.
Yeah, give that object URL.
Copy object URL. Hold on.
Yeah, we can now. Yeah, now we have the edit option.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. You can see read access given, right? That read access is given now. So go to properties. You see that object URL there at the end, object
Yes.
URL. Yeah, give it to us. Put it in the chat. Vinod and Shiva, please try if you can access.
We will be able to.
Yeah. Can you put that in the chat, Venkat?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm able to download the file. Okay.
So the issue that we have.
Yeah, I'm able to download.
We had to do through actions.
Yeah. But I remember last time when I had done it through directly going through the. Maybe no, I don't remember what happened. But anyway, thanks for that. You have solved our problem. I'll take back my host.
No, Abdul, see, I created a bucket, my sample bucket, right? Maybe 6 months back, 6 months back. That time itself, it was action only. That's what I remember.
Is it okay?
Yeah. They cannot change this because this is such a see. If it is a click, right, it will be easy for us.
Right.
Yeah, people who don't know AWS, if they want to go, definitely they will land with the file. They'll click the file only. That would be the first choice.
Correct. No, maybe I might have forgotten that. But yeah, so I'll just again upload it. And I will close. I'll go back here. I'll go to the file. Right now my bucket is public. I'll select my file here.
Abdul, I could not able to see your machine.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So I have uploaded the file. Okay. And I'm going to make it public right now. I'll go to it's selected it. I'll go to my file and select it. And you have to go to actions. Okay. And then make it public using ACL. Why am I not getting that now? See, this is disabled for me. You saw, Shiva, that is, it's not making me go to that thing. Okay. So you are able to make it public, Venkat. Okay. I don't know why I am not able to make it public. If I have this existing bucket here, if I select
Abdul, actually, what is the type you have that against that bucket? So currently, I have something objects can be public. That previous step you have against the bucket.
yeah, I was having that only. Objects can be. See this for this bucket, I am able to do it. See this. And here, here also I see Shiva, I have direct edit access here. That's what I was telling you. I did not go through actions last time. Okay, so there's some problem. I don't know what that is. But this bucket which I had created last time, I had this edit enabled here.
Maybe I have done another one change also, Abdul. Just go to that access control, right? Maybe that permission.
Here.
Yeah. Just come down. Just I clicked here. I went here, edited.
Yeah, so this is edit. This option is there for me. I mean, for my old buckets. This is old bucket, right? This one I had created in November,
Okay.
August and November. So the one I just created now, they are giving me some issue. I don't know what the issue is. I'll maybe try last time. Okay, I had to select this, guys. See, ACL disabled.
Yeah,
we should have checked this. Okay, let's try now. Lock all public access. I'll make it public in the beginning only, or maybe I'll just block it, and I'll enable right from bucket level to the object level. Okay. Now see bucket and objects are not public. That means it is only accessible to me when I log in. I will upload a file also now. And I will upload it. Okay, close, uploaded. Okay, file is uploaded. I'll go back to my bucket and I'll say, okay, this I want to make public. I'll go click on that, permissions, and I'll say unblock it for public access. I'm unblocking it. Okay. And I'll save the changes. So this is at the bucket level that I've done. I still need to do it at the file level. So bucket level I am unblocking. Now what I'll do is I'll go to bucket again. I'll go here and I will select this file. Or maybe, sorry, I'll click this file. Okay. And I'll go to permissions here. You see, I have this enabled now. Because while creating the bucket, there was one option, right? ACL access control is disabled or enabled. That we had chosen as disabled in the beginning. That's why this issue was coming. So now I will make it read. Save changes. Yeah, fine. It should be now accessible to you all also. Yeah. Please see if now it is accessible to everyone.
Yes, Abdul.
Yes, Abdul.
Able to run. Yeah. Now I'm going to again make it disabled. I'm not going to make it public. Now are you able to access the same URL? If you click on the same.
No, no, we are not able to download.
No, there was an XML error.
Right. Access denied thing, right? So this is how what we did was basically we went to AWS and said we want to go avail S3 service. We said we want S3 service. Okay, he said okay, go into S3. He said okay, we want to start uploading our files there. So okay, first create a bucket. So we created a big bucket. Okay, and now then we started putting our files into it. We started uploading it. Our files, employee files or pictures, videos, anything you can put into this. Then there was bucket level access, whether to keep it public, and also there was a object level access also here. Whether to make it public or not, right? That's what we have just done. Right now, the idea is this employee files that we have uploaded on this bucket S3, right? This bucket. We have uploaded these files here. We can upload any number of files. So I'll just go and upload all of them. Okay, go there, upload. See, I have all the files uploaded in, right? Something similar to what I was having on my laptop in a folder. I was having those files, but here in this case, it's just somewhere in Mumbai region, somewhere in Mumbai region's availability zone. So you have different areas in Mumbai, right? You have Dadar, you have Bandra, you have Andheri and all that. So there might be some availability zone somewhere in Dadar, somewhere in Andheri, Matunga, Bandra. We don't know where. So somewhere there, they have given us this S3 bucket. They have created a S3 bucket for us, for our AWS account. This ABD31 AWS, this account identifier you get it. This is unique for all of us. You have your own account IDs. So for this particular account ID, they have given us a S3 service. They have created a bucket for us by the name of Snowflake Load Demo. And there we have uploaded our files. So the idea is to load these files from S3 here into Snowflake tables. Okay. And for this, you don't need an ETL interface in between. All you need is an external stage in between. We had internal stages in between for local to Snowflake, but for Cloud S3, we need an external stage in between. So this files will be staged in that external stage, and from there we will load it to Snowflake. And the rest all steps will be same. The only step we have to see is how we can authenticate, how we can do the connectivity from S3 to Snowflake. Okay, fine. So guys, can we take a 10 minutes break and then load a file from S3 to Snowflake?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Oh, okay, bro.
Hey, guys, am I audible?
Yes, Abdul.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, as I said, the idea is to basically load these files into Snowflake, right? So for that, we need external staging. Okay. We'll come to the users and groups later, guys. So see, we can load from cloud services also into our Snowflake. That is through either from S3 buckets or from your Azure blobs or from the Google buckets. Okay. So here, what it will do it will put the external files into external stages. Okay. And it will copy into the using the copy command, you can load the tables, those files into the tables. But it is not that always you need an external stage. It's not mandatory. You can directly load files from the S3 bucket into tables also, but provided the bucket is public, provided the bucket is accessible. Okay. So we will see at this example today, and from next week, we will see the other ones, and also semi-structured data loading, and then we'll finish the data loading part. But you don't have to wait for starting that data warehousing batch workshop. You can start from tomorrow. Okay. And over the week, you can finish it. One hour you can spend on it.
Abdul, your voice is not audible last few minutes. Just you can repeat.
Yeah, I'm saying you can load files from S3 buckets into Snowflake tables either by using external stage, or you can directly also load provided your S3 bucket is a public bucket that access is public.
Okay, okay.
Okay. In case you have a public access, you don't need an external stage in between. You can directly load into your table. So that's what we will see. And that data warehousing badge I have shown you on hands-on essential yesterday, right? That you can start that. So you can start that from tomorrow. So we have uploaded that 5 files here in employee files on S3 bucket. Let me just quickly check if permissions are. I need to give the permissions. I mean, I need to make them all public, right? First, I will make them all public. Select all permissions. Edit access control list. Give public access to read list. Done. Okay. Now it's all these files are public for me. Anybody can, once they have the URL, they can all access it. So how to do it? Directly. There's no stages involved here. Okay. Open my. First, I will empty this this bucket. Sorry, this table. Dev role is the owner. Okay.
Sorry, now we are accessing without authentication, right?
Sorry, can you come again?
Abdul, we are accessing S3 files without any authentication. That's what.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Role, card admin. Okay, I have emptied the table now. There's no records here. And what I'll do is I'll now directly copy from S3 location, okay, to our table. This one I'm doing. I have files here at my S3 bucket, directly copy into my employee table. So I have the scripts I have used from my previous batches. I will use that. Load S3 to SF. So same command is always the same, guys, for loading anywhere. From anywhere you load, it will be copy only. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy into my table employee basic one. Here I will change the context to the role. I'll use my settings, and here I will here. So here when you after from when you give, right, all you have to give is the S3 location. That's it. That is the URI here. If you go here and you go to Snowflake demo, if you go to properties, this is our here. This is our bucket name. So you can give, wait, is that and select all the files. Okay. Open. Sorry. Yeah. So I'll copy it till here. This is my URL basically. So this is what I will mention here. Here. Remove this. And here in the pattern, I will give that same employee pattern, which I had already. Because this is all the same file only I'm uploading, right? Employees. So I'll give this same pattern. And file format, we have already created one file format. So we will give that name. Into same format name. Yeah. Format underscore name. Which I'm not feeling well today. It's very weakness. Yeah. This I will remove. Yeah. Fine. We'll give a slash here. Go. My CSV does not exist. Word name equal to. What happened? File format does not exist. Why? Is there any issue? Can you see in this? Yeah, this is correct. So what's the issue? MongoDB interval is not authorized. Does not exist or not authorized. The hell? Okay. Anyway, let me do this. I'll just give a we can give file format at runtime also. It's not necessary that you need to access through this. You can give it like that also. Or even if you don't give, it will assume it's a CSV format. Okay. Zero files. Copy file set. Okay, let me just load one file, guys. I'll try loading one file. Fail to access remote file. Access denied. Please check your credentials. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I forgot to make them public. So select all actions. Make public using make public. Okay, it's public now. Okay, file loaded, guys. So all I had to do was same syntax was there. I don't know why this file format is not working. Okay, it's not that you have to give file format name, object name here, but you can expand the properties here also. You can just say type CSV and all other properties that you make while creating a file format, right? All that you can give here also. Okay. And if you don't give, or by default, it's a CSV format that Snowflake assumes. So what I did was I loaded one file here. Okay. So all I did was I gave the S3 URL. That's it. And it loaded into my table. Now let me again truncate it. Maybe, that time it was not public, so it could have been not processing it. Okay, I got it. Right now, anybody can you tell me, maybe Vinod, why it's not loading when I give the pattern? Or anybody else? Vinod or Shiva or anyone?
I think that you should give the slash employee or something over here.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh no, I have mentioned in pattern.
Okay.
Okay, all loaded. I had given .gz, but that is for internal stages. That time it gets gz, it gets compressed, and the file name has a extension .csv.gz. But here I am uploading from here directly, so I don't have that gz at all, right?
So GZ is pertain to the stage that we create in Snowflake environment. So which is not needed when we load from S3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now there is no stage involved.
Yeah,
we
that
have
is
directly
clear.
But when we come into external stage, when we load it through external stage, that time we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, what we have done is this last one, directly into the table, right? No external stage in between. Why? Because this bucket is public. That's why we were able to do this. If we remove that public access, you will get error. It will not load into. So this is giving you the syntax here. This is the way you can load a public file from S3. Next week, we will see how to load if they are not public. Right? We will give special authentications, and then you will be able to load it into our Snowflake environment. Okay, guys, I'm not feeling well, so we'll stop here, and you guys can do the data warehousing batch. You can start that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you. Bye to all.
Yeah.